I saw a quote today regarding this group. This group is so straightforward for the United States. Not even Greg Berhalter can mess this one up. But hey, don't challenge him. Don't challenge. He likes a challenge. Or this video, I guess, is of course covering the United States' upcoming matchup against Panama, a game that always stresses me out. This game, it doesn't matter how good the United States is or how good Panama is, this is a game that, you know what, if the United States isn't careful, they'll pay. But this is a game, again, the United States should win. This is a game they should win. Going into that game against Uruguay, they should have 6 points. I'm not saying this is going to be a comfortable game. It'll be far from a comfortable game. But I am nervous in a pessimistic mindset in regards to if they lose this game, this could cause a lot of issues for the qualifying, because that Uruguay game will mean a lot, and you do not want to leave anything on the table against Uruguay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Logan Blackman Show YouTube channel. As you can tell by the title, we are here for yet another United States men's national team preview for the 2024 Copa America. This is not one of the more fun intros that I've had in recent times. The United States is coming off of a 2-1 loss to Panama. Yes! What a game that was, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. Man, I told you this was going to be a game that I was scared of. I didn't tell you it was going to be a game. I told you this was a game I was scared of. This is a game against Panama that always stresses me out. It doesn't matter how good the United States is. It doesn't matter how good Panama is. Panama will always be up to the challenge. And if the United States sleepwalks through this game, they're going to have performances like that. Absolute shit show of a performance from the United States men's national team in this one. There's not really much else to say about that. You got dominated in literally every single category. You got beat up the entire game as well. Panama, I think, had 18 fouls. The United States, 4, which I've seen some people kind of upset about the yellow card discrepancy between the United States and Panama, especially since there was no yellow card given on the Matt Turner foul. That was pretty shocking that there wasn't a yellow card there, or something given, just anything. But it was just a game that sucked on every single level, and it started off ass. You know how sometimes when your team is playing bad, they kind of build in to being ass, but no, it started like that. the game started off like that. Yeah, sure, Weston McKennie got a goal off a free kick. Offsides, Tim Ream passed it back after the free kick from Pulisic, because I think it was Chris Richards had the initial header. Ball fell to Tim Ream, he poked it back. Weston McKennie, great finish from Weston McKennie. We saw a signature celebration in that as well, but that was... That's where the shit's kind of started. It was like, okay, well, there's a goal, well, there's an offsides. And then a little bit later in the 18th minute, Timothy Weah just, I guess, shuts his brain off completely and gets a really ridiculous red card. I saw a lot of people on Twitter comparing it to that of Serginho Dest in the Trinidad and Tobago game. Just what the hell are you doing? That's the main thing you can take away from it. Is just, what the hell are you doing? It's completely off the ball, and he just pushes a dude in the face. It doesn't matter how malicious it is or how much contact he actually made with the defender. Fact of the matter is, he put his hands up and around the Panamanian player's face. That's an instant red card. They went to VAR to check that thing to make sure it was a red card. They gave him a yellow card at first. They went to VAR to check it was a red. I don't think they were at the VAR tent for more than 10 seconds. And we're like, you know what? We got to give him a red card for this. So 18 minutes into the game, you're already down to 10 men. Fantastic. But thankfully, Balogun with one of the best goals I've seen a striker score for the United States. Just a natural finish from outside the box or around the edge of the box. Kind of a similar-ish spot to where Christian Pulisic scored, just on the opposite end of the field. Him and Anthony Robinson on that left-hand side were given a little give and go. He played it to Robinson, who couldn't really control it, and it flicked back to Balogun and just took a first-time touch around the box with his left foot, with his weaker left foot, kissed it off the post and into the back of the net. And again, what an absolute shot from Folarin Balogun. I love that shit. That was beautiful. It was like, okay, they may be down to 10 men, but this is a game with that kind of goal where the United States, I hate saying this because I don't want to be that guy, but no offense to Panama, but it doesn't really matter if the United States has 11 or 10 men on the field. This is a game the United States should always win. And maybe that's a little big-headed on my part, a little arrogant on my part. And this is not me dissing Panama. This is more me dissing the United States. In regards to how big the teams are and where the pool of players they can get are from, the United States, Every single player, apart from like Shaq Moore, is from Europe. Like every single one. And sure, Weston McKennie's getting linked to FC Cincinnati and stuff like that. But there's no reason that even down to 10 men, that they should struggle in this game. On face value, I know Panama's a tough team to play, just with the history of them playing each other. But still, this is a game the United States should be well in. So when Balogun scored that goal, I was like, okay, we've settled down a little bit, got a great goal. But then like 5-10 minutes later, then Panama get a goal. Nice little slow roller in the bottom corner of the net. Matt Turner couldn't get there. My namesake, Blackman, scored the goal against the United States. No relation of that I'm aware of anyways. But yeah, just a really slow roller into the back of the net. And ever since that moment, it was like, shit. It kind of went inverse for what my prediction was, if we're being honest. Like, I thought Panama would score first, and the United States would then score and then get a late goal. Because then Panama obviously got the late goal. United States down to 10 men. Bring everybody forward. They push forward. Everybody gets tired. You just have a free man in the box. Fajardo just placed it right past Ethan Horvath, the net, who came in at halftime for the injured Matt Turner, who had a left leg contusion, I think is what the official ruling of the injury was. But yeah, I'd hate these types of games. Down to 10 men is one thing, and I understand the thought process of like bringing on an extra center back in Cameron Carter-Vickers and bringing on Johnny Cardoso to get a little bit more defensive. But the game's tied. You don't need to go ultra defensive yet. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, still try. It was a forward. Tim Weah is the right winger. Like, it's not like you lost one of the defenders. Like, you lost Joe Scally to a red card or Chris Richards to a red card. No, you lost Tim Weah, who's a massive loss in the attacking sense, but you don't need to just drop everybody back instantly and drop into a 5-4, a 5-3-1 formation. Like, it's so insane how this game ended up, and just how the fact the United States, even down to 10 men, looked as bad as they did. Like, it was just ridiculous how bad. And then the subs at halftime, fine. Again, like Horvath coming in, Cameron Carter-Vickers, who had a really rough game. He had a near penalty, obviously didn't touch the Panamanian forward, but still, taking off Giovanni Reyna when you're tied. Like, I know you want to say, like, oh, you should be able to see out a game like that, but just keep pushing forward. That's what pissed me off so much about the 2022 World Cup, is that when you get in situations like this, they just sit back. You saw it against Iran in the World Cup. You saw it against Wales in the World Cup. Like, just keep on pushing on. I know you have 10 men on the field. I understand that, but there's no reason you have to go ultra defensive, especially against a team like Panama. Again, no disrespect to Panama whatsoever. It's more of an indictment on the United States. But Giovanni Reyna coming out, you lost your best creator outside of Christian Pulisic, arguably, and then Balogun taking him off for Ricardo Pepi, who missed about 1,000 chances in the game against Bolivia, was also confused. Like, why not keep Balogun on? Balogun was the man of the match. You saw the picture after the game. He looked really thrilled to have the man of the match award with him, but Balogun coming off, and then they score in, I think, the 88th minute. So now it's kitchen sink time against, and you throw in Josh Sargent, who hasn't seen a minute in this tournament. You're going to go tell him to go on and try to get a late winner. It's his first match for the United States since the 2022 World Cup. like he's not in form at all. Like, why not bring in Haji Wright, who has been one of those guys for the United States, even for Pepi. Like, Haji Wright, we brought up before in the preview for the Panama game, was the guy that the United States bring on and can get those late goals. You saw it against Jamaica recently in the Nations League. Like, he's one of those guys that can do that for you. So it was just a lot of really frustrating moments throughout the game, and like Berhalter saying, like, we knew who the referee was in this game, we knew it would use it to their advantage or whatever. Bullshit. That's what that is. I'm getting really sick and tired. I was sick and tired going into this tournament, but now I'm even more sick. Like, there's a chance the United States gets grouped. I said in the Panama preview that the United States cannot leave anything to chance against Uruguay, because Uruguay, right now, as things stand, unless you can include Argentina, that's fair, but Uruguay are probably the best team in the tournament right now. And Marcelo Bielsa, did you see his quote from today? Or it was yesterday or today, I can't remember exactly which one it was. Like, he said, having won 2 games without facing those marked as the best teams in the competition does not allow us to think that Uruguay can be defined as an important team in the competition. There's still a long way to go to confirm it. They're not going to leave anything to chance against the United States. So for people who think Uruguay is going to take the foot off the gas pedal, especially with Marcelo Bielsa as their manager, forget about it. They're going to probably bring a full-strength squad into this game against the United States. And now, the United States, yes, they can go through with a loss. They can technically do that. But Panama playing Bolivia, who have shipped 7 goals so far this tournament, should have shipped about 10 to the United States alone. I don't think Panama's really going to struggle in this game against Bolivia. Unless Bolivia pulls off some miraculous performance, the United States is going to have to get at least some sort of result here. Like a draw, yes, that would be nice, but I would expect Panama to get a decent amount of goals in this game too. So the goal difference, the only thing that keeps the United States up right now, that goal difference I would think is going to change a little bit after this Bolivia game. In a perfect world, you would love to see the United States win. You would love to see that. But with how Uruguay are playing and the United States coming on a performance like that, it's hard for me to sit here and go like, oh yeah, the United States, I feel good about them going to Kansas City and getting a win against a team who is feeling themselves as much as Uruguay is. Like, you look at some of the players they have, regardless of how they've been playing. Like, Darwin Núñez has been awesome, arguably the player of the tournament so far. Like, he had 7 shots in this game against Bolivia. He's got 2 goals in the tournament. Like, he had more chances in this game that could have made it even worse for Bolivia. Like, he had a shot or a header that went off the bar. He played a ball across where he should have probably been a little bit more selfish and try to shoot, but he's feeling himself right now. He's feeling it, and everybody on Uruguay is. Like, you look at that midfield, Ugarte, Fede Valverde, who got a goal in this game. Facundo Pelestri got a goal and an assist in this game against Bolivia. De La Cruz's set pieces have been spectacular so far in this tournament for them. Bentancur, he got a headed goal late in the game against Bolivia as well. And you look at Dayars Keita, who came off the bench in this game, who started the first game against Panama, came off the bench. De La Cruz replaced him in the starting line. Remember, De La Cruz had the cross against Panama that led to Darwin Núñez. Oh, no, the free kick goal. Sorry, Darwin Núñez's goal wasn't from a free kick. He might have had the initial cross of that one as well. I don't really remember. Like, in that game against Bolivia, there was just nothing that really said that Uruguay should have been nervous at all, and they weren't. Like, Bolivia, in this game, like, the only real chance that they had, yes, they had, I think, 4 shots in this game, 3 or 4 shots in this game. The best chance they had is when Rocher was off his line, and they tried to take a shot from beyond the halfway line. Like, that was the only real opportunity Bolivia had. Like, Uruguay dominated this game in literally every facet that you want to. Like, 5-0, like the United States against Bolivia. It could have been more. And Uruguay got some late goals in this game as well. We saw Luis Suarez later in this game. Like, I am nervous going into this game against Uruguay. Uruguay team that's, again, feeling themselves. The United States coming up performance like that against Panama. And Christian Pulisic, after the game, said, yeah, this is a live or die game. Like, this is do or die in this game against Uruguay. You're going to have to leave everything on the pitch in this game. Everything you didn't think you had, well, guess what? You're going to have to leave it out there in Kansas City, because you are going to need to play your ass off to beat this Uruguay team. And with the fact that Matt Turner, we don't know what his availability is. I know it was a contusion, which is kind of a deep bruise. I know it's a little bit deeper than that, but still, we don't know his availability in this game. Ethan Horvath could start this game, but we don't necessarily know. But if you look at the starting lineup, I would imagine with the 4-3-3 formation, we're going to have to find a replacement for Timothy Weah on that right-hand side as well. Maybe we see a change of formation with a 5 at the back. Who knows? We'll get to that. Like, we'll talk about potentially different lineup once we release the actual lineup. But in net, if he's healthy, Matt Turner goes. If he's not, then it's Ethan Horvath, obviously. Horvath's had some, memorable moments in his time in the United States as our backup goalie, coming in late in games. Like, the main one everybody remembers, the Nations League Cup final with Stack Steffen got hurt, and Horvath came in and saved Andres Guadrado's penalty to give the United States the win. So he's got a nice little, a lot of people really like him, but Matt Turner is the superior goalie, so we would love to see him play in this game. But if there's any time for Ethan Horvath to pull off some miracle performance, it's this coming one against Uruguay. But the back line, I would imagine it stays the same. I don't see Cameron Carter-Vickers starting after he came on as a substitute in this game. He didn't look comfortable at all the entire time he was in the game for that 45 minutes he was in. You got Joe Scally at right back. We got Anthony Robinson at left back. Center back partnership again. Tim Ream and Chris Richards. Same back line that we've seen throughout the entire tournament. Midfield, Weston McKennie, obviously going to be one of those main ones on a yellow card, so if he gets one here, I saw some people concerned that he was starting against Panama, because if he got another yellow card, he would have been out this Uruguay game, but I think if he gets another yellow card in general, I think he's out the first game of the knockout stage, which could not matter in the end. But Tyler Adams, I would expect to see him start. Hopefully we see him a little bit more than 45 minutes in this game. The past 2 times he's played, he's come out right at halftime, so we'll see how that looks for the rest of the tournament. Then you got that last midfield spot. This one's weird because Giovanni Reina's been starting there. Giovanni Reina, obviously one of the most important players for this national team, came out at halftime for Johnny Cardoso in this last game. But Jonas Musa, I would expect to start the midfield 3 that we saw at the 2022 World Cup. A lot of stuff that they have a lot of experience together in this midfield. That's McKennie, Adams, and Musa. So that's the midfield I would expect them to start with at least early on in this game. And with that being said, I think Giovanni Reina won't lose a starting job, but he'll get shifted over to the right. The thing that concerns me about Reina on that left side versus Timothy Weah will keep that width. That's what Tim Weah does best. He keeps the width down there. Giovanni Reina is a natural number 10, so he's going to drift inside more often than not. And what was nice with this team in the past was Serginho Dest holding that width and dominating the entire right side of the field, so Giovanni Reyna would be allowed to drift inside. You see that with Anthony Robertson on the other side, with Christian Pulisic getting drifted inside. Joe Scally does not have that same output and dominance, I guess you could say, on one side of the field that Serginho Dest does. So that might be a little bit interesting in there, but we'll see. But Giovanni Reyna playing on that right side. Christian Pulisic obviously on the left, and Balogun holding that number 9 position there as well. 2 goals so far this tournament, joint top goal scorer in this tournament with Darwin Núñez. But if we had to see a different formation, one player that we have talked about before and that Greg Berhalter's talked about before in regards to getting some time at the wing is Haji Wright. So we might see a formation where we have Giovanni Reyna drop back in the midfield. Jeez. Christian Pulisic play off the right, which is where we've seen him play for AC Milan, and have Haji Wright coming in off the left. Or we could flip them. Either one, like Haji Wright on the right, Christian Pulisic on the left. Like, whatever one. But that would be the other lineup I could see the United States experimenting with. Maybe like a Brendan Aronson comes in the starting lineup in this game. He's got some experience on the wing for the United States as well, mostly on the left, but one would imagine he'd be perfectly content playing on the right side. Maybe they go rogue and put like Malik Tillman in the starting lineup for this game. Time will tell on that, or we see a back 5 or something. Like, who knows? But man, it's just a messy performance against Panama, and I hope that shit is rectified to a certain extent. I just want to see a good performance in this game, really. Like, obviously, I want to see a win. I want to see the United States advance to the next round, but is that 100% realistic given the circumstances in which we are in? I don't necessarily know that, because Uruguay, again, have been the best team apart from Argentina in this tournament. Like right now, it looks like we're spearheading for an Argentina and Uruguay final. Maybe Colombia can creep in there as well. Maybe Brazil improves as the tournament progresses, but I hate the fact they're leaving it all on the table for this game. I hate that, but hey, this will test their dog, I guess. This will see how much dog they have inside of them, because they're going to need to dig deep for this one. Very much so. And that home crowd in Kansas City, Lord knows if there's going to be more United States fans of this game or not, but that crowd in Kansas City is definitely going to be up for it. I'm going to be there, so I'll be doing my part in regards to boosting morale for the players, but we'll have to wait and see. I do think the United States, I don't know if they can win. I will say a draw. I think they can get a 2-2 draw in this game, and hopefully that's enough to get them through the knockout stages. Hopefully Panama doesn't. It's so hard to say that. I fully expect Panama to beat Bolivia. I fully expect that. I think everybody out there expects Panama to beat Bolivia. So we're going to need a massive performance from Bolivia in this game. I never thought that we would be in this situation where I'm begging Bolivia to have a performance against Panama. That is where we're at as a team. I don't know. It's just a mess. There's a lot of different scenarios that can take place for the United States to go through. Obviously, the win is like control what you can control. Now, I believe, hold on, that there is, I think Panama plays before the United States. Hold on. Oh, it's at the same time. Fair. I mean, that's fine, I guess, but you would like to have that game earlier so you could see them, but that allows the United States to focus on the game. They better not tell shit to any of the players in the locker room at halftime what the score is of the Panama-Bolivia game. Better not say shit. Just control what you can control and try your best to come away with the dub. That's all I can say, but who knows? We'll have to see. I didn't think we'd be here. I really didn't think we'd be here. Let's hope for the United States comes away with a win, but 2-2 draws how I see it right now. This could very well be Greg Berhalter's last game in charge of the United States men's national team, so we'll see. Home soil tournament. You got the 2026 World Cup. This is a big couple years for U.S. soccer as a whole, and it would not be a good look at all if they got grouped in their home tournament. This is not ideal, but yeah, I've been Logan Blackman. Make sure to check out all the links down in the description below for all our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I sincerely apologize. Try to be better next time. And yeah, hopefully we get to do one more where the United States advance to the knockout stage and we get to either face the likes of Colombia or Brazil or someone like that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I've been Logan Blackman. Hope you enjoyed. If not, I'm sorry. I will see you all later. Peace.